In this week's Pianodrop, we'll be featuring Toy Grand Piano by Eric Belvin, OnOff Scrapes by Russ Martin, Buwa's Harmonium by Rajan Shrestha, The Unnerving OnOff Scrapes 2 by Russ Martin, and Forgotten Guitar by Eddie Brieg. Toy Grand Piano by Eric Belvin. A few years ago my kids were gifted a toy piano for Christmas, and at this point I've probably spent more time playing it than they have. I enjoy the way it rings out and the mechanical sounds of pressing each key. I wanted to capture the raw, imperfect quality of the instrument while also providing a way to quickly manipulate the sound. I created 6 modules where you can control release samples, pitch shift, filters, chorus, delay and reverb. OnOff Scrapes by Russ Martin. It all started when I was asked if I could make the sound of an electronic circuit switching on and off. I wrote an emulation in Max for Live, published it in maxforlive.com and wrote about it on my blog. Inspired by Christian Henson's pedal video about using guitar pedals as a live performance tool, I sampled lots of pedal foot switches and made the samples available as well, but some of these foot switch samples had strange and interesting artifacts in them, so I took my favourite and turned it into a virtual instrument. Buwa's Harmonium by Rajan Shrestha. Restored an old, no-name harmonium which belonged to my late grandfather. Repair people said it's at least 100 years old, if not older. Samples recorded with a Zoom H5N. I used to call him Buwa, which in Nepali means father. The Unnerving OnOff Scrapes 2, also by Russ Martin. You know the tiny little scraping sounds that you get when you push a foot switch? Well, these are those, but slowed down and tuned into stereo monsters. The raw material for these sounds was leftovers from trying to get a good sample out of a foot switch, but as often happens it is everything except what you wanted that is actually usable. There's one classic sound and it is hard to record properly, however in the process lots of other sounds get recorded too. And this is where the gold is hidden. Forgotten Guitar by Eddie Brieg. Not so long ago I learnt a technique to design organic sounding patches in my favourite synth, Vital. So a few days ago I loaded said synth and gave it a try. I wasn't expecting to end up with such a cool result, so much so that I decided to make an instrument out of it for those who don't have Vital, which is totally free by the way. Here is what I came up with. Although this instrument doesn't really sound like a guitar, I just found the name sounded cool so decided to stick with it.